Hello and a very warm welcome. I was just moving, I'd left my little container there, I keep my earpiece to the side. That's what it was.
That's so funny, you moved it so quick and then you just showed it anyway.
Yeah. Well, I thought because George just ratted me out and just cut me in vision, even though I was doing that, he's cut me in vision, right? Talk about being unprofessional. I mean, that was me, obviously being very unprofessional, not having everything in place 1 second before we're going live. But good one, George. Where's Jamie when you need him? Ooh. Anyway, anyway, very well welcome to Crafty TV. Always professional. Well, 90% of the time. It's good to have you here with us. My name is Ben Moseby. I've already said that. Yeah, I think I have. We're here for Colour Me Happy, a show which I feel everybody loves that maybe we don't do often enough. Whenever Colour Me Happy is here, we've got a lot of people very excited. Good, all love Colour Me Happy. It's my favourite show. So shout up in the comments if you love Colour Me Happy and you want to see more of them. Just let us know. But over the course of the show, we are going to be looking at Aqua Markers. We've got full-on collections. We've got smaller bundles. We've also got an Aqua Markers technique collection on the show for you too. And all of the goodies that we showed you earlier on Wake Up Call. We've got like your throwback treasures. And in this show, we've got the ombre ink pads with the Shadowmark ink pad, which I know a lot of you are interested in, and you want to find out how that works. So we will be looking at that over the course of the show. We'll be looking at watercolour techniques over the course of the show. I am going to break my watercolour duck in this show as well by having a bit of a go. As you know, I kind of feel au fait now and happy with alcohol markers. Never really done much watercolouring, so you know what? We thought we'd have a bit of a play, have a bit of a go, colour me happy, you know, relaxed, laid back, get your pens out. Get your paintbrushes out, have fun with us, colour along with us. It's going to be that kind of show. And the lady leading the show, the other side of the studio, you heard her just a few moments ago there, it is the marvellous Helen Kirkham. You've been having a bit of a play in between shows, haven't you, getting ready for this?
I completely forgot that I was in someone else's space. It was like my own craft room. I just had stuff everywhere.
Stuff.
Like, if you'd come here, guys, about I don't know what, 5 minutes ago, this wouldn't have looked as clean as it does right now. I was just having a lot of fun. And I think that's what watercolour kind of brings upon you, because there's so many different things and so many fun things that you can play around with. Yeah. It's really one of those things that every time you try it, maybe you're going to sort of learn and create something slightly different to the last time you did. And I think that's what's really fun about watercolour in general, but also with those watercolour pens, it's really fun.
Yeah, and I feel like this is one of those shows when we do watercolours where we do get a lot of interaction. So feel free to ask questions. If you have been doing any watercolouring, get your pictures in as well. Studio at crafterscompanion.co.uk. I think about that for a second. You know where you are. Studio at crafterscompanion.co.uk. But yeah, if watercolouring is new to you, if it's something that you've not done before and you want to, I've done that before, and you want to ask those questions, then please feel free to do so. No silly questions, you know, feel free to, like, even if you think, oh, it's a really easy, simple question I don't know the answer to, ask it, because I probably will if you don't, over the course of the show. And we're just going to have a go. We've got Jan on the socials for this one. Trudy Bickham joins us. Carolyn Lavaspear says, fur babies fed, let's party. Hi to Barbara Dawson. Hello, Barbara. Hello, Jen Shank. Good morning, Ben, Helen, team hello. And crafty friends. G. Marie Stefik says hello again to Ben, Helen and the crew.
Hello.
Calista Walter says good morning. Lucy Angela says hello. Hello. Hello to Faye Smith in Virginia and Sarah. And also Kelly Jones. Good morning from Ohio. I love the Halloween attire on both of you.
Yay!
We thought, because I'm not here Halloween, Helen's not here Halloween, so we thought we'd Halloween up for our last day together this week.
Absolutely. Well, I feel like this week is all okay to be Halloween-y. Yeah. I've had my Halloween shoes on for the last couple of days. You know, do you know what I realised I don't have and I must invest in is Halloween earrings. I don't have any of those.
We've got some like Halloween charms. So if you've got any like hoop earrings or like circular earrings, you can thread them onto.
They probably fit in my little loop bit here.
That's what my daughter did last year or the year before last.
Idea.
Put them on.
Yeah, I know, because I'm overrun with like Christmas earrings. I just haven't obviously invested in the Halloween earrings. I think next year. Yes.
I've got a pumpkin waistcoat which I could potentially wear maybe later in the week. I thought it was a bit too much for today. I've got my jumper on today, as you can see, with the scary pumpkins, not tomatoes, as a lot of people say. I'm ready for techniques and tips, says Sandy. I'm looking forward to seeing these Aqua Markers in action, says G. Marie. Good morning, Mary Pat in Montana. Carol Guy says Colour Me Happy is one of my favourite shows. And Peter Ineke Vandenbroek says,
Wow, cool name.
what a lovely demonstrator Helen is.
Thank
Amazing,
you.
so bubbly and lovely.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
I love that surname. I had, well, I still do have a friend called Matthew Vandenbroek.
That's a really cool surname.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It's a good
Like
name.
it.
Roseanne Baker joins us. Jean Marie says, watercolour never turns out the same way twice. It is such a unique medium, and I love it.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm saving this show for future reference, says Sandy. She already knows, you see, it's going to be a great show. And Kelly O'Sullivan says, good afternoon to Ben and Helen. I like the Aqua Markers, so I am looking forward to this. So we've got options available for you if you want to purchase in this show. This technique kit is one of the things which kind of makes up what this week is all about, because we're doing technique collections, and as part of these collections, if you buy, you are in them with a chance of winning one of 5 chats with Leanne. Each and every day we're doing a different technique. So yesterday it was embossing, today it's watercolour. If you buy the relevant technique collection from each day, you will then go into a draw, which we'll be doing on Monday of next week, to find 10 people to go into the embossing chat from yesterday, 10 people to go into the chat that Leanne's going to be doing over watercolour, and then the other chats that we've got coming up over the next 3 days. You basically buy the collection, and then if you are one of the lucky winners, you'll be notified via email on Monday to say, oh, you're one of the 10, because it's only going to be 10 people per chat. And then you'll join her on Google Meet for a half-an-hour session talking about whatever the technique is that you've bought the relevant kit from. So it's a really, really good thing. And as I say, it's going to be very exclusive. Only 10 people are going to win that. In this kit, though, you do get a set of the Aqua Markers. So you've got the Vivid Nature. These are brilliant, of course, watercolour markers. You've got your fine nib, you've got your brush nib, so dual-ended, and those are the 12 colours that you are going to be receiving. Obviously, with them being watercolour markers, you can obviously pull the colour out of these, all the different gradients of the 12 colours that you've got, and any colours that you decide to mix together, you will have too. If you want more watercolour markers, we do have bigger bundles as well, which we can show you in just a second. Within this set, you'll also get your Fryer Brown pigment ink pad. You'll also get 2 sets of stamps, so the stack of books from the Bookworm collection, and then you've got this one here, which is New Adventures from the Great Outdoors collection. That's the one I'm going to be having a bit of a colour with, trying. And then you're also going to get your rocker blocks as well. So the big rocker blocks sounded proper Geordie then, like, didn't they? Rocker blocks, like, man. These are included as well to help you get a perfect stamped impression each and every time. So a great bundle really for £28 if you're platinum, $40 if you're in the US and you're a platinum member. If you want more of the Aqua Markers, we're doing the 48-piece collection. So I'll show you these in sets of 2 because okay, my mic has, oh, it's back, there we go. Do you know what, that happens quite a lot, like 5 or 6 minutes into a show. Like, my mic goes and then comes back again. I don't know why that is. Can you hear me now? Got you. Yes, so this is a 48-piece set. If you do just want the 2 on their own, you can. But this one, you've got the basic primaries and then your botanic florals. So again, 12 pens in each set. And all of these are limited stock in the UK, all 4 of them. So if you want to get in quickly, maybe you're going to try them for the first time. Maybe you want to stock up on the pens because you've already got them and you love them. It's entirely up to you, but go swiftly. So in the 48-piece set, basic primary and then your botanic floral. And then you've also got your Sketch Essentials, and then that Vivid Nature, which of course is the set that we offered you in the Technique collection. Flip those around. Again, you can see the colours that you're going to be getting within these sets. So basically 48 pens for £68 or $84. If you want these individually, you can, and if you just want to go for these as bundles on their own, you can. So those 2 are a bundle on their own. These 2 are a bundle on their own as well. Shop the day is probably the best thing to do if you want to go down on those smaller bundles, as it were. Arlene Bell joins us in Las Vegas. Hello to Jen Clem, who says, I'm happy to be able to watch today. Prish has joined us as well. And hi to Jackie Smith, who says, I've been waiting for a show like this for ages, as this is my nemesis. Kelly says, Ben, I'm going to leave the Molly Collie I coloured in for you with Debbie F as I'm going to the NEC on Thursday. Oh, thank you. I saw that on the Crafterscompanion page. It was brilliant. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'll pick that up on Friday. And I'll post it on my page. That's really kind, thank you. Evelyn says, good morning from a sunny but chilly Colorado. Colour Me Happy is my favourite show ever, says Jamie Ennis. And hello from Branson, Missouri, says Beth Lucas. I'm working on Christmas cards while on vacation. Decided to use the shimmering watercolours instead of alcohol markers. Mary Shaw joins us in Northwest Florida. And Isabel Scott says, afternoon, a bit late as I've been out celebrating my 70th birthday today. Isabel, happy birthday. What did you do? What were you doing to celebrate? We need to know. Let us know all the details and hope you're having a fantastic day. Right, let's get into it. So lots to show, Helen. I know you've got lots stacked up and lined up, but again, we're happy for questions and requests, aren't we?
Always, absolutely and always. Email, message in if you've got questions, you know, and tips as well. If you've got your own tips, and maybe I'm not saying them because every day is a school day.
Yeah.
So I thought what I'd do first of all is because we've got that gorgeous kit, I'm going to use so the question I think was, what kind of tools do you need for watercolouring? So I would always recommend, and I think what the most important thing when you're watercolouring is that you have watercolour card.
Yeah.
And you want a quality watercolour card, so that's really important. And then what you need is an ink. If you're stamping, obviously if you're making an inky background or something like that, you don't worry about the other ink. You're going to use your Aqua Markers for that. But if you are stamping out an image, you are going to need to stamp that in an ink two ways. Either a waterproof ink that is not going to react to your Aqua Markers and the water that's going to be used. Or secondly, you can use any kind of ink that can be embossed, like our Friar Brown.
Yeah.
Now, I realised you've been saying that name for like the last 3 hours,
Friar
and I was
Brown.
thinking, why are you talking about that? And I realised, because I hadn't looked at the name of it.
Yeah.
Friar Brown. I thought,
Friar Brown.
you know someone called Friar Brown? That's cool.
Yeah.
But what I'm going to do, so this is obviously a water that will react to water.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to stamp it, and then we're going to heat emboss a clear embossing powder, and that will make it so that it won't bleed when you're doing the watercolouring.
Okay.
So what we'll do is we'll do that first, and I'm going to use the rocker block, but I would recommend, if you are going to do that, this would be my sort of top tip. If you are going to use a rocker block, I would always do it on like the stamping mat or a foamy base, because I think it just works better in that regard than trying to do it on a harder base. You're almost kind of pushing against yourself. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the brown ink on our new adventures.
That's obviously included in the technique bundle, but if you can also use your finesse water resist.
Yeah. So if you've got waterproof ink, that will work in the same way, and you won't have to heat emboss it.
No.
So
Here
we'll
we go.
just
Heel to toe.
I do it 3 times. I don't know why. I know everyone says you're supposed to eat one and done. I think it's just like naturally my hand wants to do it multiple times. Maybe I'm just like making sure 100% I put the right pressure on.
Oh, right, yes, that's a good idea. Why do you have to say that like a pirate?
I've got to do it. So I just, you know, it would be me that hadn't put the right pressure. So at least if I do it 3 times, I'm going to have hit every corner.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to just take a little piece of paper here, and I've got some clear embossing powder, and I'm just going to pop that over the top. If you've never used embossing powder before, the whole idea is you can layer over the image, and then you bat away any excess. And then what I like to do is just double check that I've got every element. See, there's a little bit next to the dog's tail that I haven't quite caught.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just going to go back on. What you'll see is the colour will go slightly dull because the white clear is reacting with it. And then the reason I always use a piece of paper underneath with a little bit of
Then tip it back in.
a little bit, so I can put it back in really easily.
Yeah.
So there we have our powder.
Perfect.
And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my heat gun in to activate that powder. What you want to do, you don't want to have heat on your image too long, because it does start to react with the fibres in the paper and it will start to kind of bend. Naturally, you'll get a little bit of bendage, it's okay.
Yeah.
But just try and get it hot before you take it to your paper. So I'm just going to turn on the heat gun and just give it a few moments just to heat up.
Yeah.
Kind of just check that it's being careful, obviously, but I'm just going to check that it's getting hot, which it is. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take it to our paper. Now, I prefer to lift it away from the desk because I feel like you're then being counterproductive because you're trying to heat up the desk as well. But, you know, it's up to you. And what you'll see is it will start to turn, like already it started, it will start to go more of the colour of the Inkpad, and that cloudiness that you've had with the powder will dissipate.
Right.
So I'm pretty happy that that's done. Let me just check. Oh no, a little bit on his water bottle. There we go, and a little bit on his pad underneath. Right, we're perfect, that's fine. If you find that you've got a little bit of warping, mine's gone a little bit bendy, you can kind of push it back into place, or once you've finished, you could always just flatten it out a little bit.
Yep.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our colours.
All right.
Now, I would recommend for an image like this that you're going to want to use a sort of slightly thinner brush because you've got nice little details in here.
What colours have you brought in here?
Pardon?
Which colours have you brought in?
I've got the one that's got the bird on the front.
Oh, the vivid one.
So I think
Vivid
that's
nature.
in the main pack.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
I really, in that collection, I really like the sort of yellows, oranges, and greens that have got going on in it.
Okay.
I think that's really pretty.
Yeah.
So that's why I went with that collection. And then what I'm going to do is, now, this is kind of up to you how you like to do it. I am a fan of putting the colour on my glass mat.
Yes.
Putting the water on my glass mat as well, and playing with it when I bring it to the paper, because I don't know, I'm sure there's an official term, but I'm a dragger. I like to put a dragger. I like to put the colour at the edge of the image or at a part of the image that's got like shading and drag it out.
Right.
Okay, so that's my vibe. So I'm going to spray a little bit of water onto the mat.
Okay.
And then first colour, I'm going to go with green.
Green.
So this is our sea green, and I'm going to do his top, I think, in this colour.
Right, okay.
So with your Aqua Markers, you get a brush nib,
Yeah.
and you also get a fine edged nib. And I love the fact that you've got the fine edged nib, because once you've finished and you've let your image dry, sometimes it's nice to go in and highlight certain parts. So having that fine nib is really fun for that.
Yeah.
And then this is the greatest sound in the history of sounds. Can you hear that?
Oh, listen to mine, listen to mine, listen to mine.
I love the squeaky sound.
I'm having a go, yeah?
Squeaky, squeaky.
Squeaky, squeaky.
So what I'm going to do is actually, before I do anything, I'm going to take a little bit of kitchen towel here in my hand.
So I'm okay to dip my brush into my water and pick up the paint that way, aren't I? Rather than going...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just find I can control it, how much water I put on a little bit more if I have it on my mat rather than dipping it into like a cup or something.
Okay.
But again, I think it's really important. As much as I'm giving you the tips and tricks that work for me, don't feel like you have to regiment yourself into those things. What's really fun about watercolouring, I think, in general, is it's quite a loose skill.
Yeah.
Like there isn't a massive amount of rules, except thinking about the ink you're using and the paper that you're using. And after that, you can kind of just have fun with it. So I'm just going to get a little bit of water on my brush, and I'm just going to pick up some of our green. And as I said, I'd like to drag, so I'm going to put a little bit on his top here.
Oh, I'm doing a green top as well.
Are you?
Yeah.
And then drag it out. And what's fun is naturally watercolour creates its own shadow by how much you put on, which I think is quite fun, because I think that shadow and shading is what scares people a little bit.
Yeah.
But you see, once you've done the drag technique, I can then go, oh, I want a little bit more here, and it sort of takes it with it, you see? And so that's kind of what I like to do. But again, if you're someone who likes to put a bit of water down before they start, absolutely fine. If you're somebody who likes to take water to the colour, I've seen people do that too, where you actually spritz the water directly on the colour that you've done. And then also I do know that if you want to, you can absolutely take the pen to the image itself. I would say, for me personally, I find that the hardest of the techniques.
So drawing the colour out once you've coloured it onto the cardstock.
Yes, because I find sometimes it's really hard to pull that colour out, and you're then ending up having to put a lot of water on your image, and maybe that's not sort of what you want to do. But again, I think that you just have fun with it and enjoy yourself.
This is fun.
It is fun. I can't believe you went with a green top as well. That's so funny. I felt like he was like almost camouflaged in the forest.
Yes, that's what he's off to do.
You see the little creases in his shirt as well. I'm going to go around those. And what I love about this is obviously you saw that I used an ink that sort of would react with water. And yet because we've done that clear embossing technique, we're not getting any issues with the water affecting the ink colour as well. And again, I always find with colouring too, if you want to, you can leave white as a natural shade.
Yeah.
It's something I sometimes quite enjoy doing. So again, I'm just going to get a little bit of water. I think I should have put it a bit further down so you guys could see what I just tell you. When I come, I get a little bit of water, a little bit of the ink onto here. And then we're going to go to the top of where his, the straps of his bag. God, I couldn't think of the word then.
Satchel.
The straps of his bag
Bag.
are there.
Yeah.
And we're going to add a little bit of darkness around that. Again, sort of a natural shading because the bag would create that. And then what you can do is you can just drag it out again, adding as much or as little water as you want. Also, if you find another little tip, and that's kind of why I've got the tissue, if you find that like, okay, so there on his sleeve, I feel like maybe I put a little bit too much water, you can just dab that away and start again. You also can take a dry brush and that will sort of almost suck up the water as well if you want to. But obviously our brush here is not dry because I've been playing with it. And then what I want to do, I want to start adding some more darkness in the shadow parts.
It's funny, isn't it? Like when I do something new for the first time.
I don't know what you said yet.
No, when I do something new for the first time and I'm really concentrating, I do this.
Oh, hold your breath.
So
Yeah.
do remember to breathe if you do this. That's the one tip I could give you. Breathing is good.
I would say most things you're doing, breathing is good.
Oh,
I reckon
okay.
that's a tip for life, actually.
That is a good one, actually, isn't
That's
it?
a good tip.
Yeah.
Are you somebody, I've never done it myself, but also I love it when I watch people crafting or painting or what have you, and they stick their tongue out
Sometimes
while
I do
they're
that.
concentrating. That's
Yeah.
really funny. I love that. Also, what I love as well, you can see that you're getting, where we've added water and it's starting to sort of dry a little bit here, you're getting natural marks as well. And again, his shirt would have like different shading in it naturally because of the fact that obviously it would wrinkle as he's walking. I love his little dog as well.
Yeah, it is a cute little dog. I'm just wondering what colour to... Oh, there's like some skin tone. The desert is like skin tone. What colour are you doing his trousers?
I'm going to do his trousers in... Ooh, you're going to do desert, aren't you?
Chestnut, I'm going to do his trousers, I think.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to do either fawn or desert, I think. I'm just finishing off the top of his t-shirt.
Hey, listen to this.
Yeah? I love it! I love that sound.
This is fun.
Also, I would say as well, if you're like painting with your colours and it's starting to be harder to move the colour, that's almost like the watercolour brush telling you it's a good idea to start adding a little bit more water, like if you're getting that resistance. So just go back to whether you're putting it in a pot or you're putting it on your mat or however you're doing it, just get a little bit more. But never be afraid to wipe away water. I think don't always think that you scoop it all up and you just have to put all of that you've scooped. Again, you've got your little bit of tissue here, so just wipe it off because the brush, for the most part, will stay, for quite a while, will stay quite moist. Oh, I hate that word. Will stay quite wet. That's worse. Anyway.
What was it yesterday you hated? Crevice, wasn't it? That was the one yesterday.
Yeah, crevice. I hated that word. Oh, hideous. It's so...
Oh, let's move on.
Okay, so I'm happy with my my moist t-shirt. No, I'm joking. I'm happy with that. I'm just going to dab a little bit away there because I feel like I added a little bit where we had a smaller space. I added quite a lot of green and I wanted to take some of that away. So again, it's going to take moments for your watercolor to dry. So you can always pull it back. And in fact, actually, I would always say pull it back with a little bit of tissue because you can always go in with more while it's still wet, but it's a little bit harder if it's completely dry to take it away. So just kind of do that. And even if you take it away and you think, oh, actually, I want to add a little bit more, go back to your colour on your glass mat, take it some without adding a new amount of water. So we could just take some like this. I've not added any extra water and I'll just do a little bit here just to get that shade there, but we've still got that white, the clearer part where I dabbed it away. Okay, so I'm happy with that. I'm going to clean off the green. So I've got a little pot of water to clean the colour off. Again, I like to use my water on my mat while I'm playing, but it's the quickest way to get colour off of your brush is obviously a little pot of water. So I've done that. And now what we're going to do, I'm going to leave the green here. There's a lot going on. There's still quite a lot to play with, so I'm not going to wipe any of that away because I may want to come back to it later. But I'm going to go with the fawn. And again, I would always recommend using your brush. Listen to it. Yay! Yay! I would always recommend using your brush nib to do that. It would be extremely hard, I think, to do your fine edge. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of water. And again, I'm going to do what I call the dragging technique. So I'm going to add quite a lot and then brush it down. So.
Great top, Helen, says Stephanie. Nice jumper, Ben, says Jamie.
Oh, thanks.
A lot of people loving our Halloween get-up, which is good.
I do think it's funny because people go like a really long time on Christmas. You know, you can start Christmas almost as soon as you want, really, after the spooky season. But we're all expected to only do Halloween, maybe well, in clothing anyway, on the day. So I think it's cool that we've gone with it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy anyway because I had the T-shirt. I wanted to wear it. It works.
Well, that's it. As long as you're happy, that's the main thing. And
then again, I've just done it a little bit lighter there, and we're going to go a little bit darker on the inside of his trousers.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll just do that. How are you doing over there, Ben?
I think I'm doing all right. I'd say...
Yeah?
I need to maybe concentrate a bit more.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's not a thing of telling you to shush, but I feel like I've got the hang of what I'm doing. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm doing it very well, but I'm enjoying it. I'll show you when I'm finished.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, it's good fun, isn't it?
It is good fun. I think it's very relaxing. And again, because it's funny you say that the Colour Me Happy shows don't happen that often, and yet of course this is my second show.
Oh, is that right?
And it's only my second set of times coming here, which is quite funny. And so the other one was the alcohol markers. And I think as much as you're colouring, both of them are colouring, I think that the alcohol markers maybe have a little bit more rules to them than a watercolour. I think because of the fact that naturally watercolour can be quite swishy and quite flowing, I don't think you have to worry about, you know, going, well, I'm not sure that it looks like watercolour should, but I don't think there is a way that watercolour should look, so you don't have to worry about that.
Okay. That's made me feel
so
good.
Again, I'm putting the colour down there and then just dragging it out to the side, making use of that slightly whiter shadow as well. Oh, he looks so cool.
What do you think is a good
outfit.
colour in this set for his skin then?
What would you colour his with this set?
Yeah. Desert?
Well, yes. I mean, again, I know this is a bit of a funny thing because we're colouring in, but also don't be afraid of leaving it the colour of the watercolour card.
Oh,
absolutely, you can colour it in, of course you can, but you can take the fact that the watercolour card is not perfect white. But yes, I think in this particular set, a very watered down amber or desert is what I'd say.
Okay.
Maybe I'll try the amber and see what that looks like when it's very watered down. See, because actually this one, the one I'm using, fawn, at a watered down element could be skin tone as well. Yeah, I think this collection's really good for sort of different options.
It's not a great colour that I feel like it's quite a funny colour I've given his arm now, but that's all right.
Oh, let's see.
It's sort of a bit green.
Green?
They sort of come out a bit. Can I dab that off?
Dab it away, yeah. You can even take a dry brush to it and sort of pull it down.
Oh, that's good. That's fine. Oh, actually, now I've dabbed it away. That looks actually all right now.
You're happy now? Oh, that's good.
A little happier. That you can just see a bit of colour there now.
Yeah. That looks like he's, you know, got a bit of a tan from walking around a bit.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I like it.
That's not too bad, that, is it?
That is really cool. I love the fact that our images are pretty similar, colour-wise.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing.
What colour are you going to do his hat, I wonder?
I don't know. I'm going to let... What colour are you going for?
Well, they say blue and green should never be seen, but I fancy doing like maybe a blue hat.
Blue and green? Well, you're not supposed to match them together.
That's what my nan always used to say.
I thought it was brown and black.
Blue and green should never be seen. That's what my nan always used to say. I mean, I think it's rubbish, but... Producer Johnny's just gone, well, my fashion sense is out the window.
I think if you wear it with confidence, you can get away with anything.
Oh, 100%.
So what I've done, again, just to add a little bit darkness to his trousers, I've gone to the top and the sides just with almost a dry brush and the Aqua Markers. Okay, so I'm happy with his trousers. Trousers. So what colour did you say you were doing the hat?
I might.
You were talking about blue, but
blue hat, I think.
Okay, I was going to do blue as well, but I'm not going to.
I'll do a blue back.
No. I think we need to. I'm going to do bolder. I'm going to be bolder.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said I'm going to be bolder. You're going to do bolder.
I'm going to do bolder and be bolder.
What colour are you going to do the dog then? Dog might have to
chestnut, I think, for me.
Chestnut.
Chestnut. Do you not have? Is that?
Oh yeah, I do have chestnut.
I was going to say.
Can't really do a collie, I don't think, because I haven't got a. Oh no, no.
What colour is your collie?
She's tricolour, black, white and brown.
Oh, well, there is a black in one of the other sets.
Yeah, I think I'll just do one colour. I don't want to walk before I can run.
Okay.
Run before I can walk, even.
Did you say it the other way?
Yeah, I know what I mean.
I totally agreed with you then.
Yeah.
I thought you'd said it the right. You know how when someone says something and you know what they're saying, so you hear it that way?
Yeah. But then what colour do I do?
I'm going to put a little bit of darkness.
Oh, that's nice on the hat.
I love that.
That is so funny. I was supposed to say what producer Joy just said in my ear. So do you know a lot of people now with dogs have these, they have like a, what do they call it? It's got a name.
My brother has them.
They have them strapped to their midriff.
So my brother's got a Staffordshire Terrier cross with a Dachshund.
Yeah.
A Staffordshire Terrier cross with a Boxer, so tiny, massive, and then in the middle he's got a Cocker Spaniel, and so he has all three of them strapped to his waist, like that. But the story, that's never happened to him though.
So basically, Johnny was seeing a guy who had one of those. He was out jogging in Darlington along the road, like a golden retriever. So he's out jogging, the dog's running along in front of him. And then all of a sudden, someone's opened the door to the dessert restaurant and the dog's taking him in the restaurant. I love that.
And did the guy just go with him?
Well, he would have had to because he was attached to him.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
That is funny. Yeah, I don't think my brother's ever said that's happened, but I don't know. I'll have to ask him. So again, I've gone a little bit darker on one side with the bolder. Bolder and being bold.
Great job, says Jamie. You're doing a grand job of colouring. I think that's both.
Thank you.
Jen, that looks amazing. Ben, thank you. Great job, says Trudy. And I like the colour tones in the paints. Show about 8 different skin tone options. Desert is a good colour for that. Yeah. I feel like Helen's tip that she just said there has worked really nicely for me. So I put like a full load of that desert on, then dabbed it out, and I've actually got a really good skin colour there now as well.
Excellent.
It's worked out well. And that was a bit of a mistake, but it was an experiment.
What do they say, though? No mistakes.
No mistakes, just happy accidents.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, again, I can't remember. Oh, I did fawn, didn't I? I did fawn for his trousers. So I'm going to do the chestnut, which is a slightly darker, and I'm going to do that for our doggy here. Aww. So again, I'm going to go to the water.
Yeah, tell you what, though, having never done this before, it is it's very relaxing. I think this is probably even more relaxing than colouring with pens. Yeah,
I think I completely agree with you, because I think, again, sometimes we're thinking about what we're doing with the pens because we're wanting to blend and things like that. Whereas here, I don't think it matters, because you can go darker and then you can add a little bit more. I definitely think it's sort of a more forgiving way of colouring.
Yeah, I agree.
Right, I'm going to tap. So I've gone a little bit hard on our doggy. Right. And I want to just take some of that away, just like Ben did before with his arms. So I've taken some away, and then I'm going to add a little bit more water to draw some of that colour from his tail out to the rest.
Got his shoes as well.
Pardon?
I haven't done my man's shoes.
No, I haven't done his shoes, his backpack, or his watering can.
Water
bottle. Watering can. He's off to the garden.
And it's amazing as well, and I said this about when I was doing colouring with the alcohol markers. When you start taking time over stuff and start thinking about stuff, it's amazing how long it can take to colour like a little image. Do you know what I mean? When you take time over, like you would have looked at something like this and go, well, I'll do that in about 2 minutes, but we must have been painting now for what, 20 minutes or so?
I'd say at least.
Yeah.
I think we could probably do it a little bit speedier.
Well, you know.
But I think, again, we're kind of talking at the same time and sort of sharing ideas and stuff, and that sort of takes the time.
Yeah.
But I think it is, this is also, I was saying earlier, you know, I have in the past, when I've gone on a long haul flight, I've taken water markers and an image. I've just stamped out like 3 or 4 images for it, and I just sit there, and it actually, you realise how relaxing. So if you're someone who's not the greatest of flyers, which I am not, I don't mind flying, but it's one of those things, it's a means to an end, whereas some people enjoy the flight experience. And so being able to do something like this kind of takes my mind away from what's happening, and then you can kind of chill. And also when sometimes we'll fly on beds, but if I'm in a seat, I really struggle to sleep as well.
Flying on beds?
You know, when you go on the beds in airplanes. Sorry?
Flying on a bed?
Yeah, so you know when you're in the aircraft and there's beds?
No. I've
What?
never been on a bed on an airplane.
You've heard of it though?
I have, but I've never been on one.
Yeah, so we fly, when we go to America, we fly out in premium, so you've got the chair, but we fly back on like first class or whatever it is, where you've got the bed so that you can sleep.
Nice.
And because I struggle to sleep on a plane if I'm not lying flat. And so that's what, I wasn't trying to talk about it like, hey, I go on the beds. I mean more that something like this relaxes me when I don't get the opportunity to sleep.
I was genuinely quite impressed. I was like, hey, someone's travelling in style over there.
It's my parents' fault actually, because when they took me on holiday when I was about 17, we went business class, and so now I'm like, that's what I expect all the time.
That's what when we come to Dallas, I'm going to speak to the boss. I'm going to email him and go, I need a bed, please.
Yeah, because it's quite a long flight, right?
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, I mean,
I've heard most people who fly from the UK to Dallas get a bed, so probably that's what I'm doing.
Makes sense.
And free, yes, Johnny, free drinks and food as well. Champagne.
What, on the plane?
Yeah, oh, yeah. That's what I'm asking for. That's my.
Well,
that's
to be fair, when you go on the beds, you get quite a lot of extra amenities. So.
Oh, do you?
Well, like, you know, champers on arrival.
Whoa, really?
Blah, 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 blah. Right, okay. So I've done my little doggy here. Do you know, I looked at myself, and you know, when you look at something, but then I'm looking at it on the screen, and I'm really happy with the shadow that we've got going on with our little doggy. I'm actually really glad I kind of lent on the idea of keeping some of it white for that natural shadow.
Yeah.
So now what we're going to do, I've made the biggest mistake, of course. What? I've left his skin, which I think is the hardest part of this image, to the last. That perhaps it's sometimes a good idea to do the bit you're most concerned about first.
Right.
But I'm going to go with desert, and I'm going to water it back. So let's do that. So I'm going to take a bit of water, take just a smidgen of desert. Yeah, I'm okay with that. So again, I'm not taking a little bit of water, a little bit of this. I'm not taking too much. I'm not flooding it in case I need to pull it back with the tissue. But actually, I quite like that. That's cool. I'm happy with that. Also, I would suggest that it's quite, you know, even if you have an idea in your head of how it's going to turn out, even if it doesn't go exactly the way you were thinking about it, nobody knows what you were planning.
No, that's very true.
Don't ever, I always think that if someone goes, oh, I really hate what I've done. Okay, so it might not be how you feel that you wanted it to turn out. It might not have gone the way you wanted, but the person you're giving it to is all they're going to see is the whole, and they're going to be like, wow, you painted that especially for me. Yeah. So I'm not an advocate of going, oh, just chuck it away, forget about it. I always say, you've taken the time, still give it to somebody, because they're going to love that you've made something for them. They're not going to be critiquing it like perhaps you critique yourself.
No, and I know nothing, but I say, you know, I keep a lot of the stuff, well, I keep all the stuff that I've done in shows, and I say it for the fact that I think if you keep stuff, then you've got like a record of what you've done. Yes. I always think back to the Academy of Colour when we had the folder with the little pockets in. I always said to people, even if you did your first ever bit of colouring and you're like, oh, this is absolutely rubbish, keep it and date it, because then you can see where you go on the journey, and then in 3 months' time when you're going, oh, I'm actually quite good at this now, you can then go back 3 months and go, my gosh, like, look how far I've come. Look how far my colouring has come in that
That's
time.
A really good idea.
Whereas if you're throwing stuff away, you'll never be able to compare and contrast, will you?
No,
so
I agree.
I think keep stuff.
I also think if you are on sort of continuing the vein of what you're saying, if you are creating a card and giving it away, it's sometimes always a cool idea to take a photo before you do that, to have a digital sort of catalogue of what you've done. I always find I take photographs of the things I've created as well, because it gives, maybe next time I'm crafting, I'm not going to be as, you know, the ideas aren't flowing, or maybe I'm feeling in a little bit of a negative space. So I can have a look at what I did before and almost just copy it. And that helps you then, I think, as well sometimes. There we go. Ooh, loving it.
It's so much fun. I feel like I want to do more after this, whatever we're doing.
I think we've definitely got to, after we've done this, I think we definitely have to try the shadow marker, so the disappearing ink, because that's a fun one. But then also we've got I've got some ideas for some fun backgrounds as well. So we can talk about those and have a look at those.
And if you've got any particular sort of burning requests, do let us know. I've never had a bed on a flight. Fancy, says Jean Marie. I know, super fancy. I'm feeling so chilled watching you guys, says Sandra. Sandra, this is most chilled I think I feel since I did this last colouring show with Helen. Essential tool for watercolouring, paper towels, says Jean Marie. And Anne says, funny thing, I can remember as a kid being taught that watercolours were hard to use, so I never tried them. Then I started watching you all and discovered it wasn't as difficult as I was led to believe. The idea that you can remove some colour if you don't like it is a game changer. I love using the watercolours now. It makes me feel all arty. I feel very arty. I feel like I should have like a beret on or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I do think it's a very, because I always call myself, without a shadow of a doubt, I call myself a crafter. That is where I feel my skill set is. That's what I'd call myself if someone asks. But I do think that watercolour painting kind of tips you closer to that artistry than maybe I would have expected, which I like. I love the fact as well, who said about they struggled, they thought they were told it was going to be hard.
Anne.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think sometimes other people telling you stuff can kind of make your decision, you know, like, oh, actually, oh, is it really difficult? Oh, I'm not going to give it a try then. So I think that's why these Colour Me Happy shows are so important. Yeah. Because, you know, both of us are sitting here doing it. We've basically done this, we do have exactly the same image. We're using the same techniques. And like, I would say that we're both at different skill sets and things like we have different skill sets, and yet we're both being able to do it and create something beautiful. Yeah. So I think these shows are really cool to show you that if you have in the past been told by someone that maybe it's not going to be in your wheelhouse, that absolutely it will be. And Ellen's just asking what ink we use for the image. So sorry. No, you can say. No, you say. Yeah. So I use the pigment ink here, but just so you know, I clear embossed, because if I'd stamped this and then done the watercolour painting, it would have more than likely bled. And so what I would recommend, if you didn't see at the beginning of the show, either go back and watch it, or I'll just let you know, I stamped it out. I then used embossing powder, clear embossing powder, and I heat embossed it. And that what happens then is it sort of encapsulates the ink so that the water can't penetrate it. Love to watercolour, says Shadai. It's the most forgiving medium. The right cardstock, the right ink, and the brushes do make a great difference. Yes. Yeah, I agree with the brush. Doris A joins us. Hello, Doris. And Janelle says, my daughter hated watercolour too until someone explains that it was the quality of the paints that made the difference. So they gave her a few to try and it was a game changer. Now it's her favourite medium and she paints some incredible, amazing things that she has designed. Lovely. Again, I think for me, when it comes to watercolouring, it is your foundation that's the important part. Like, so using the right paper, using the right ink if you're stamping, that's kind of the idea, that it is your foundation. And if you get the foundation correct, the rest will become so much easier. Yeah, it's been quite a lot of fun, this, actually. Any more questions? Feel free to fire them through. Paul Prince has joined us. Trudy. And Jean Marie saying, yeah, the colour tones in the paint show about 8 different skin tone options. Desert is a good option. You obviously get the Vivid collection in the Technique collection, but the set we've got on the screen is all 4. So you get the Vivid, Basic, Primary, Botanic Florals, and your Sketching. Sketching? Yeah, sketching. Right, I'm pretty much done here. Okay.
Yeah.
Another little tip as well, like I was saying, when I'm trying to get when I'm using the water to add to the paper, I personally like to do it from a glass mat. But when I'm cleaning my brushes, I've got a little pot just to the side of me. Yep, that way, yep. And I clean my brush off, but also I would recommend drying your brush as well. I think that's better for them. I've been told in the past that you want to not necessarily leave them just sitting in water because you can have issues then. So what I like to do is clean the brush in the water and then just use my tissue to make sure that A, all the colour is gone, and B, all of the water is dried off. Okay, so, I don't know if we can...
Have a little look.
We've got our little dude here. Our dude
Very
and his dog.
nice. Beautiful.
Thank you. Let's have a look at yours, Ben. Love it. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that for a first
Lovely.
attempt.
Yeah, that is really good. Well done.
Again, I know what I'm, do you know what the good thing is? I know what I'm trying to do, and I feel like I've sort of achieved it. But it's following these shows, isn't it? And kind of like having the idea in your head what you need to do,
Yeah.
and then just it's practice, 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 isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I think that I think we talk about this when we did the Colour Me Happy before. I think you do like 1,000 hours before you've got a skill set 100% sorted.
Yeah.
But what's fun about this one is the fun that you're going to have whilst you're getting to where you want to be. But I love both of those. I think we've done really well. And can I just say before we move on, another little tip. This is just I've still got all my ink on my mat because I wanted to make sure if I was going back. Another little fun thing that you could do, just so you don't waste it, put a little bit of spritz, let the water play a little bit, grab just a piece of card, you know, and just kind of do a smoosh.
Yeah, pick up all the bits and bobs.
I mean, you know, you don't know. I always kind of, if I get those images, I just put them on the side, and you never know, one day you might go, oh, I really need a background with some browns and greens on. Well, there you have it. So just keep that on the side, because just to not waste all that ink.
Good question, this, Kelly. I'll just ask this before we show you the bundle, because I did it as well, but I did it because they do it, and I know the reason why, but we'll ask you a question.
Okay.
Why did Helen put paint under the dog and the man?
Why did I put paint underneath?
Yeah.
To ground the image.
Ground them, yeah.
Yeah, it's as simple as the fact that, I mean, you did have grounding with the brown,
Yeah.
but I just kind of, naturally, if I'm leaving it, so if I'm not planning on fussy cutting him or anything like that, I just like to ground it so it doesn't look like him and the dog are floating up in the air, which they could do, but it's purely just that I think I'd like to do a bit of grounding. Sometimes I'll do it with a sort of pencil as well sometimes, but yeah, just a little bit of grounding.
I just did like a little shadow.
Of course, shadowing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it just, I think it just adds to the overall look. Love the dimension, Helen, says Stephanie, and the shadowing. Brilliant, Ben, says Sandra. Thank you. And great job, says Stephanie. Trudy says, watching Ben gives me courage to try watercolouring. Yay. I feel like, as well as being hashtag presentation lead, I don't mind being that yardstick of like, if he can do it, I can do it. I feel like should be my role, because that, you know, my creativity lies in other stuff, but I can do this because I go at it now with that kind of thought of, well, I've just done it live and but why worry? Have fun with it. Didn't practice, came in, have a go, and I thought if it goes well, brilliant. If it doesn't, it's a bit of cardstock wasted. It's not competition, it's not pressure. You just have a go, isn't it? And have fun.
I think again, I think that it's really lovely. I enjoy doing it. Yeah. But ultimately, with the Colour Me Happy shows, I've really enjoyed watching you do it. Yeah. The idea that the sort of pride that you've got from what you've created, and again, you're open about the fact that, you know, you're not going to say you're efficient in all of these things. These are new things to you too, new skills, and that's great for somebody who is out there who maybe has wanted to give it a go, but is just so scared of the idea that A, not knowing what tools to go with, and B, not knowing what the outcome's going to be. But I think you sell it really well, Ben, where you say, well, the outcome is what it's going to be. It's the journey that got you there, which is the fun part. What ends up with what you have, hey, you've got a cute little picture that you want to give to someone, or you've got a learning curve for next time, whichever way it is, you know. And that's why you keep all your bits as well. So then next time you do it, you can then compare and contrast. You come back, watch more Colour Me Happy shows, follow the experts, and you're like, oh, actually, I've done it this time, and I've improved here, or I've done this a little bit more different. Perfect. If you want to be able to do what Helen and I have just done, probably the best thing to go for is go for the Techniques collection. This is the one as well that if you do buy it, gets you a step closer to winning the chat
with Leanne. We're doing this each and every day, don't forget, with the Techniques collection. So if you buy this, you will be entered into the draw to win one of 10 spaces in the chat about watercolouring. So it's worth jumping in for. If you love the Aqua Markers, you might jump in and buy this again, because eventually over time the pens will run out. If you want to give it a try, if you go, oh, I like what Helen did, and oh, look, if that idiot can do it, anyone can do it, then, if that's what sold you it, then so much the better. The colours that we used are in this kit. So the Vivid ones, what's the official name? Vivid Nature. So all of those 12 colours you're going to get, but as you can see, you draw the colour out, all the gradients of colour, mix the colours up on your glass mat to create all the colours that you want. You've got the Inkpad as well that we use, so the opaque pigment Inkpad. Then of course, Helen did the heat embossing to create that kind of resist effect on the stamp. If you've got your waterproof ink pads, of course, you can use those as well, the finesse ones. You're also in this kit going to get the stamp we use too, so it's all there, really perfect for you. Alongside that, you're going to get the stack of books. That is from the Bookworm collection. And to aid you in stamping like a pro, you are going to get the rocker blocks as well. That heel to toe action, giving you the perfect, the perfect stamp each and every time. £28 or $40 is the price on that if you are a platinum member. I find watercolouring very relaxing and forgiving, says Stephanie. Fred says, Ben, I know, here we go. I know your jumper is of pumpkins, but it puts images of the attack of the killer tomatoes in my brain. What did it tell you?
That's what we were saying yesterday.
What did I tell you?
So Ben was talking about the jumper yesterday. And I said, well, if it is the attack of the killer tomatoes, that's still quite like horrified. So, yeah, I still don't. I get. Maybe it's the way that they sort of bend up at the end. Like a tomato, like it's a curve. I don't know. I see pumpkin. I don't know. Yeah, I can half understand why you see tomato, but it's definitely pumpkin. But trust Fred 171. I knew someone would. That's the thing about watercolour, says Rosalind. You start out in one direction, you may end up with something you never thought of. Absolutely.
Carol Garwood Beard says, in the words of Bob Ross, no mistakes, just happy accidents.
Can I also say as well, if you are somebody who maybe does watercolour already, this is a part of your medium, the fun that you enjoy, that kit with the stamps and the rocker block and the ink and all of that, it would be a great gift to somebody who maybe you've spoken to about watercolour and it's something they want to kind of try, because you've got lots of elements to start with there. So even like if it was like a secret Santa gift for someone at work or something like that, I think going with the kit's a great idea to give to somebody who's never done it before.
Absolutely. And just to say, Kelly, yeah, if you just want to colour with the Aqua Markers, you can take them straight to, you don't have to add water, you can just use them like normal pens.
Yeah, they work exactly like normal pens. And you can, in fact, if you still want to watercolour, you can take the pens to the image and pull them out. You don't have to do it the way I did it. We could do it later on in the show. We could show you, you can take them directly. Also, one of my techniques is where you don't even need to use water. There's another little technique that works really well as well. So.
Lots more to come. We're an hour in pretty much, so we are going to take a break. I want to do more. I'm enjoying this show. I like it when Helen's in, because we just have a great time. We do a bit of colouring. We just relax. We chit chat, all that kind of stuff. Lovely. So yeah, we're going to have a break. Get to the checkouts. Get your goodies. If you want to stand a chance of winning that chat with Leanne, get the Technique collection. And any more questions you've got or anything you want to see in the final hour of the show, then do let us know. Just send us a little message and we'll do whatever it is that you want to see. After a short break, we'll meet you back here in just a few moments' time.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty program today and receive 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits to joining Club Inspire include special members-only sales, and you can receive discounts or exclusive access to products and even free gifts. You will receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro that you spend. And the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. See if you can craft your way up to our ultimate Club Inspire tier, Platinum, where you'll enjoy the very best discounts and rewards that we offer. As you keep climbing through the club, you can actually reach Platinum Plus and even Platinum for life. The more points you collect, the more you will be rewarded within our amazing special Club Inspire community. So, what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Craftaganza is here, the ultimate crafting experience in the US and UK. Across 2 unforgettable days, enjoy 10 expert-led classes, hands-on projects and endless inspiration. Learn from our expert teachers, share the joy of crafting and connect with fellow crafters. You'll leave with new skills, finished projects and unforgettable memories. Join us in Dallas, Texas or Newton Aycliffe, County Durham. Don't miss your chance to be part of Craftaganza. Get your ticket today.
What I love most about Crafters TV is the community.
Crafters TV brings everyone together from different corners of the world.
It also connects you with people from all over the world.
You guys have been there for me. I feel like you guys are my family.
I feel like I'm crafting along with my friends.
I met some of my best friends for life from Crafters TV, so thank you very much.
When you're having a tough time, you can switch on Crafters TV and you can go on the live chat and you know people will be there for you as well.
And there's so much support, respect, and inspiration all through the socials.
It's a place where we can all share our love for Crafters Companion, ideas and get inspiration from each other.
So what's not to love about Crafters TV? So go make a coffee and pull up a chair. Let's all get crafting. I'll see you all there.
I'm here because I do love Crafters Companion products and Crafters TV.
Your products are great, made with great care and thought, and are second to none.
Love all the products. I love the tutorials we get.
Your papers shimmer and make all our crafts shine.
I love all of the products and all of the paper pads, of course.
I love Crafters TV because it shows you the best tips and tricks on how to use your crafty stash.
The quality of the products are phenomenal. Value for money is exceptional.
Amazing presenters, craft goods galore, launch days and craft vaults, deals bundles and more.
Your pens, pencils, and markers make all crafters say, they are mine.
Or I love Crafters Companion. Well, it's because I'm not a very good crafter and Crafters Companion makes me look better.
That's why I did that. Welcome back, everybody, to Crafters TV. That was quite dramatic, wasn't it? Welcome back. Hey, how are you? Good to see you.
You needed like some notes to.
Oh yes, yeah.
On the table.
Like, tonight on Crafters TV.
I love that.
Ben attempts to do some watercolouring, whilst Helen looks on shocked. When crafting goes wrong. It was supposed to be a nice, relaxed, colour me happy show. But then Ben decided, no, anyway. The tomatoes look radioactive. Oh, they look like radioactive tomatoes, says Sue. They're definitely pumpkins.
I mean,
it's a cheap jumper, I know that much, but...
You're getting some right beef.
I am, beef.
Or steak. You're getting some right steak.
Or getting some beef tomatoes.
Beef tomatoes.
And maybe from a distance, the stems aren't as prominent, says Anne. Maybe.
Ah, yes, I could see that. To be fair, if you look at them, if I'm looking at the screen, the stems kind of disappear a little bit. You're right, actually, I can see that.
Sit up straight, Ben.
Yeah.
Right. We're gonna. I did that just for the tape purposes. That. Right. We're going to look at the Shadowmark Inkpad now. Now, this is available in the Technique bundle. It's also available as an individual. And we'll let Helen talk you around this, but basically, it is something that you need in your life if you want a hack to be someone who looks like a complete watercolour artist who actually isn't, is what I would say. I'm going to have a go with this. I'm more nervous about this, actually, because for the reason that... I mean, well, can I see? Yes, I can see that, actually. I can see that. I'm more nervous about this, though, because I feel like you've got to colour better, because you're going to then heat away the lines,
The one thing I would recommend is colour within the lines.
Yes.
Try not to colour outside of the lines, because obviously that's going to change the look of it once you do it. So the idea of the Shadowmark, or I mean, the easiest way to call it, it's disappearing ink.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And so the idea is that you stamp, and it's a very, very light colour. So the idea is that then you're going to, sorry,
Oh.
you're going to cough.
Cough, yeah, do that first.
Sorry.
Do that first.
Hang on a minute.
Yeah, oh, hang on a minute. There we go. If I called it when crafting goes wrong. It's $4.19 for the Shadowmark Inkpad, by the way, or $7.19. If you can get it with the Ombre Inkpads as well if you want. But I would say if you've not yet seen this, I can almost guarantee that you'll be getting it. Helen, stop choking, which is good news. What were you saying?
I was so excited about it. No, what I was saying was the idea is the disappearing ink. So you stamp it, you colour within, and then you're going to heat it over the top. Not a lot of heat. It's not like embossing. Just add a little bit of heat to it, and the ink will sort of dissipate. And the idea is then it looks like all of the work you've done with the brush, that you haven't followed an outline, you've drawn the image with your paintbrush, which is really clever. And it kind of speaks to me, as I've told this story, I'm going to stop telling it, but the idea of wanting to be an artist when I was younger, it kind of speaks to me of that kind of little cheat that allows me to look better than I am, which I really love. I think it's a really innovative thing, and I think it's really something you should all give a go at, because it looks really fabulous once you're doing it. And it really creates, like I've got the image I'm about to do, I've already practiced this earlier. It gives this really cool look where the colour, the aqua markers kind of go into the ink, and then they take control of what that is, which is what I love. So you see what I mean, where it's the lines of the book. They are stamped lines from the ink, but what it looks like is that you've gone in with your paintbrush and you've created that line with the colour, which I think is so clever. So I've got the Inkpad here. Now, the one thing I'd probably say the most difficult part is the fact that it is almost invisible to your eye as well. So I would always say just kind of go over a few times to make sure you're catching all the edges. But if you miss a bit of your stamp, don't worry about it, because the point is that is invisible ink. It's supposed to dissipate anyway. So as long as you've got the majority, so you know where you're painting, you should be fine. And again, I'm using a watercolour card because we're going to be using the aqua markers. I'm also using the rocker block, but again, my little tip would always be use our stamping mat because it just makes it easier. And for some reason, I always like to do 3. So there you go. You can, can you, I mean, I know it's very pale, but can you see that? So now what we're going to do, so you've got all the detail, and what we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to start with our aqua markers exactly as we did with the other watercolour. But I would give you a little tip as well, keep within the lines so that you keep that image solid when the ink dissipates. Again, this is quite a small with detailed parts, so I am using a thin brush again.
What one have you got? What number does it say?
Oh, does it have a number on it? 3.
3, okay.
What have you got?
I think, which one? I can't remember which one I was painting with before. I think, oh, actually, was I doing with that one? Oh, I can't remember now. I'll go with the 3 because I've got a 3 here.
Okay. And I'm going to go with, I think, the peacock blue.
Okay. Can I question?
Question?
Are you going to colour like the pages, all the pages first in the one colour and then do the books in different colours? Or are you going to go book inside, book in, outside, inside, outside, inside?
Okay, so when this was the first time I used the ink earlier, just to sort of have a look at it. And what I did was I did all the blues.
Right.
Then I did all the greens, and then I put in the page colours.
Okay.
But again, the reason, I mean, I don't know, doing the page colours first might be an interesting idea, but the reason that I did the book colours separately is just so that they gave it a little bit of time to dry so they didn't bleed into each other.
Right.
So we kept the strong lines. But again, if you're struggling with that, you could always either take a towel, a piece of tissue to it, or you could take a very low temp heat gun to it just to dry it off. And so once it's dry, you're not going to be fearful of the 2 colours bleeding into each other. Again, I'm going to get a bit of tissue paper, kitchen roll, sorry, just to be comfortable. So yeah, I'm going evergreen and peacock. And then I think for the pages, I'm going to do the desert.
Okay.
So let's go with evergreen. So again, squicker.
I've got loads of ink left over on my
oh, that's a clever idea. So you're using it. Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Well, this feels more taxing because obviously...
You're thinking about it too hard, I think, Ben.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I think still get the relaxed feeling that you had from before, because again, I don't want you to the idea of the technique to worry you about doing it. Still keep doing what you were doing before.
Okay.
So again, I'm doing just the dragging where I'm just putting a darker bit on the corners and dragging out. And actually, what's fun, because we're doing book...
Breathe as well, Ben. Sorry, I stopped breathing.
See? You're not listening to your own tips.
I know. Breathe is good. Everybody breathe.
But what's fun about this particular stamp that works really well with watercolour is because when you work with older books, they do become discoloured. So actually, working with watercolour is a great idea because it dries, it can be you're doing the sort of rectangle of the book, but different bits will dry differently. And that would almost look as if they're really old books, they've been sitting out on the bookshelf or whatever. I think I said to you yesterday that I used to be a librarian and we had some really old books that had been quite discoloured and the leather had gone a funny colour and things.
I used to love going to the library back in the day.
I also worked in a mobile library.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you don't, people out there who are watching don't know this, I can't drive for medical reasons, for my eyes. I'm not allowed to drive, so obviously I didn't drive the mobile library. It was driven, and then I arrived at where it was taken to, and there was this massive, huge plug, like this, it was like this big, and you plugged in the mobile library into the electrics that were there at the place it had been left. It was really cool.
Yeah, we used to have a mobile library that I'm sure used to visit us in like the summer holidays.
Yes, they do that a lot for children as well. You know, people who aren't near a library or their libraries had to close.
Oh, here we go. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Did you hear that joke?
No. Was it a horrible joke about a librarian?
Johnny's just saying he got run over by a mobile library when he was little.
Oh.
Yeah, and he lay there in agony, screaming like that, and the guy got out of the truck and he went, shh.
No. I was so close then listening to that. I was like, oh my goodness.
Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Did you just think of that one? Oh, it's,
That's funny.
Good old Johnny. Always ready with a dad joke.
What other jokes have you got then? I love a joke. I pretty much laugh at most jokes. I'm one of those people that enjoys the fact that the person's doing the joke more than actually the joke itself. This is what I was talking about. Can you see in the square of the, I guess that's like the nameplate of the book, it's captured the ink really well. And so even though, you know, eventually the ink will dissipate either with heat or even just from using it, it will leave behind that look. And that adds to the idea that you've done this yourself with paints, which I think is a really clever thing. And like you said, Ben, a little sort of miniature life hack.
Yeah, and I've actually so I just went slightly out of the line, but again just went back in with my water, blobbed it on top, got the tissue, and then mopped up the bit.
Nice.
So you can rectify things a bit easier, can't you? Like you said.
Absolutely, and it does. Even though you're now working with a slightly different medium, it still works in the same way, doing those little tips and tricks. And so again, this is why having this smaller brush is a great idea, because I'm just going around the base of the book like so, and that's quite thin. Loving this. Actually, it's really, I realised if I just bring this one, I've used a different colour this time. I used a different blue. I must have used the marine blue for that one, but actually I still love it. So we'll now come in, and I'm going to just do, like I said, I'm just going to do one book, so I don't have to worry about drying off the one above, and it can sort of dry itself.
I've genuinely got to start breathing. I'm more out of breath doing this than I was doing my high rocks at the weekend. Because I'm not breathing.
What is it that's worrying you?
I don't know. No, I'm not worried, but I think it's because I'm concentrating.
Yes.
Then I stop breathing. Does anyone else do that, or is that just me?
No, I'm sure there are people that do that. Absolutely. I can't stop breathing though, because I like to talk a lot. So I'd be like, maybe that's why I started coughing.
Maybe. Should we have a look? I mean, I don't think... Let me have a look. Let's see some questions coming through.
Yeah.
Okay, so... How long does the ink take to disappear, says Trudy?
It didn't, when I did it for the the one that you saw, it didn't take long at all. I took the gun to it when it was already hot, because obviously that's similar to like embossing, but only a sort of, I don't know, 30 seconds, but I would recommend keep moving it. Don't try and put your heat gun on one spot because you could end up burning the paper. That's not good. So keep moving it even when you're doing it, but it really didn't take very long. And to be fair, I noticed when I'd finished that actually the ink had almost been covered up by my my work anyway.
Right.
You know, I found that I did do the heating because that's what it asks you to do, but almost you didn't need to.
Also a question from, so I'm concentrating at the same time.
Yeah.
It is from Ellen.
Oh, hello.
Would this work, Ellen? Ellen, not Ellen, not Helen. Ellen, would this work with watercolour pencils?
Yes. Yeah, I don't see why not. It's the same, you know, you're the same. So the idea is that the ink disappears from the heat, really. So I wouldn't imagine that it would matter if it was pencils or pens. Yeah, I think that would be absolutely fine. Because again, I guess with pencils, you're more inclined to put the pencil directly onto the image rather than painting from the side.
Can the Shadowmark Inkpad work with alcohol markers, asked Trudy?
Well, I've not tried it, but I don't see that the whole idea is, I'm not really sure that it, I mean, okay, it is for watercolour, but the medium is the same. You're heating it, so you're getting rid of it. I wonder what would happen if you sort of put the heat gun over your alcohol markers, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't like to say 100% yes,
right,
in case you get upset when you get it home. But also I'd say that the idea is that the medium dissipates with the heat, so I wouldn't imagine it matters what you put on it.
Okay.
But just obviously be aware that you're using alcohol in your alcohol markers onto the paper.
I think we are up to date with all of the questions. Something very nostalgic about old books, says Jen. I worked in a middle school library and I love being around all the books. I must have told you this one before. So I have been a librarian.
Ah, really?
When I was at my first, I went to boarding school, as a lot of people know.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, my parents sent me away when I was 9.
Oh, wow. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, Hogwarts. I'm a wizard, Helen. And I... one of the things in my first year, I loved the idea at the school they had like badges for everything. So if like in the rugby team you had a badge, if you were, you know, in the chess club you had a badge. So my thing was just to join as many clubs as I could, so I could get all the badges down my lapel. So I joined the library and became a librarian. I didn't really turn up for any shifts. Because you had to give up your lunch breaks and stuff and help with that. But I just got the badge and didn't. I think I might have done it once. But I went for the badge.
It's so funny you say that. So when I was a kid, I used to, my mum joked that I would try so many different hobbies.
Yeah.
And as soon as I got the uniform, I'd quit.
Yeah.
So I tried gymnastics, about 3 weeks in, got the uniform, left.
Yeah.
You know, ballet, got the outfit, the shoes, left.
Yeah.
Yeah, they used to say that all the time. Brownies, did it for a couple of months and then left when I got the uniform. The only thing I think I ever stuck at was horse riding.
Yeah.
So my parents got me a horse. I stuck with it then. I didn't leave after the first week because it seems a bit rough.
Actually, bored now.
Yeah, I'm done with that now. You can get rid of the horse.
That's funny enough. That's what my Daisy is exactly the same. Did all the things when we first moved up here.
Yeah.
It was all of the classes. She was doing dance. She was doing singing. She was doing karate.
Oh wow, cool.
But horse riding, and now she's just stuck with the most expensive hobby.
Yeah, I like horse. My horse was called Panda, and it...
Panda?
Panda, yeah. And it bit everybody else but me.
It bit everybody?
Literally hated everyone else.
Oh.
Yeah, I was the only person it liked.
Oh. I picked up another Shadowmark Inkpad during birthday. Free shipping, says Jay Pressy.
Nice.
I ordered this before I saw it demonstrated. Now I wish I'd got them too, says Annika. And Ben says to you, Marie, I stop breathing a lot when concentrating, but I don't realise it right away. Maybe it comes from trying to stabilise the brush by being very still and quiet, subconsciously.
Yeah.
Breathe.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
And Trudy says, Ben, I can totally see you playing Quidditch. How can I be quite good at that? What's the one who whizzes round? Is it called the chaser?
The snitch.
The snitch.
The person who, the seeker goes for the snitch, right?
Who's the one who like bombs round? That'd be me. Harry's a seeker, is he?
Yeah, he's the one that looks for the snitch. He doesn't really get involved in the rest of the game.
So he just like goes round like as fast as he can, yeah?
And then the beater, right? The beater is one.
The beater?
Yeah, beater. Yeah, they're supposed to. I think they throw the big ball through the hoops.
Okay. Chasers, beaters, a keeper, and a seeker who captures the golden snitch. Is that what Harry does?
Yeah, he caught it in his mouth, didn't he, at one point?
Harry did?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, he caught it in his mouth.
The quaffle.
Yeah, is that the red one?
A large ball. They genuinely do like Quidditch. They do it now, don't they? You can play. You can join Quidditch teams.
Really?
Yes.
What do they do then?
They do like the Quidditch World Cup.
Yeah, but how?
Well, because
they're not flying.
They run around with like the brooms in between their legs, don't they?
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow. I really honestly didn't know that.
Like the Hobby Horse World Championships.
There is not one of those.
There is.
Is there?
Yeah, so they do World Championships. So I went to one over in Richmond because the one show were there. I mean, it wasn't the reason I went there just to get on TV. Yeah, the one show were there. So I went along and competed in this like Hobby Horse Grand National, and
That's amazing.
Might have had 1 or 2 drinks, but I won.
No way.
Yeah, I ran round Hobby Horse.
Just
champion.
so I completely understanding what you're saying.
Yeah.
The little toys that kids play with, and you put that in, and you just run.
Just run. Yeah, and jump over jumps.
Oh, so it's really nothing about the horse. It's the fastest person.
Well, people who don't do hobby horses, but they would say that obviously. But you have to make sure that you pick a good sized horse, keep it in between your legs as you go. There's a lot of skill to it.
Oh. Funny.
Yeah.
I am quite surprised about that exists.
Hobby Horse Championship, and I made it onto the one show.
Oh, I've got the theme tune in my head now.
What?
Yeah, that. And it always reminds me of the royal family.
Oh, see, I've never seen that.
Never! No. I love the royal family. It's so classic, especially the Christmas episodes.
Never seen that. Got to watch it, apparently.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. It's a good one.
I'm not sure how this is gonna turn out. Actually, this. I don't know. I don't know how it's looking because you won't know until you've
finished.
Yeah. I mean, it's looking like that at the minute.
Looking like
it's
what?
It's not looking brilliant.
Let's see. That looks great.
I'm finding it more challenging than before with the stamped image.
I think it's because you're concerning yourself with the ink. That's
yeah,
what
I think you're right.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, and possibly not colouring over the lines. Although again, it's quite forgiving. And what's nice actually with the Aqua Markers is, say for example, you finished and you heat away the lines.
Yeah.
And you maybe feel like you want to give a little bit more detail. What I'd recommend is then going in with the other side, the fine nibbed side, and adding a few details with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What other colour should I go for? I might do some brown books actually.
Nice.
What colour are you going to do, like the leaves of the book, the pages of the book?
Desert.
Desert.
Almost as if they're sort of slightly weathered.
Yeah. So I'm going to go in with a bit of chestnut for some of these books then, I think.
Again, I think things like this is, and again, I think this is sometimes what scares people, is as don't judge your image by your work in progress.
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea as well, because many a time I've created something and halfway through I'm thinking, ugh. And then actually, as I keep doing it, I think it looks okay in the end. Like, for example, here, I accidentally went on that's the bit of the blue book that I'm doing now, but I accidentally went in with the green, the evergreen, but I'm not bothered. I'm just going to go over the top.
Yeah. I think more for me with this, though, is just to try it, and I'm not actually, if it looks a bit rubbish after I've done it. I'm not actually at a fuss. I'm just glad that I've tried it, if you know what I mean.
Sure.
We just put details on the screen for the ombre collection because that does include the rich and the light ombre ink pads, but you do get the Shadowmark ink pad in there as well. So it's another way to be able to buy it if you want to get those ink pads.
And please, I have to say,
included.
What you're doing is not rubbish.
Thank you.
I'm not going to let you tell that to yourself. What you're doing is not rubbish. It's really good. I looked at it. It looks fabulous. And I can tell that although it might be stressing you out a little bit, it's still quite enjoyable.
Oh, it's 100% enjoyable.
Yeah,
but as I say,
I don't want you to say it's rubbish because I don't think it is.
No, I think it's just a bit more challenging in my mind than the one we did previously. But I'm enjoying it. I'm looking forward to. I might be rushing it a bit now, but I'm looking forward to seeing sort of how it does turn out actually. And I think for anybody who wants to do watercolouring, the Shadowmark ink pad is a must-have because I think naturally it's going to make you look better than you potentially are anyway.
Yeah, I think it's a really fun way to try a new technique. I think that's the idea that you're just giving yourself a different effect when you're doing watercolouring. And I like how the pad almost sort of accentuates the pieces that you're going over with it.
Yeah.
It's almost, I love the fact that as I go over with the blue now, the ridges in the book just naturally appear because of the ink. And you can see again, if I just bring in the one that I already did, you can see that once you've gone over that ink, as much as the ink grey disappears, the detail stays behind because you've gone over with your colour. So I think that's where the sort of interestingness of it is, because you get that beautiful look.
What colours are you using again? Someone's asked, did you say you were using Aqua Marine?
Peacock Blue.
Peacock Blue.
Evergreen, and then for the pages I'm going to do the desert, which I keep going to say dessert.
Yeah, I've nearly said that a few times, I shouldn't worry.
It's not, it's desert.
Desert. Thank you to Barbara, says good morning everyone. Love your colour choices, Helen.
Thank you.
And Barbara also says that your Mickey shirt is fabulous.
Ah, thanks.
Yeah, you sounded a bit like Mickey then.
Yeah, I can't do Mickey. It's not one I can do. Shucks, no, it's not. I'm not even
How
going
does
to try
he sound?
it.
He sounds. Well, Mickey goes. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
Pluto.
That's fantastic. That was brilliant. That was like he was here. Fantastic.
Hey, Pluto.
Yeah, that's really good.
Can you do Donald Duck?
No. I can do this when Mickey sings. Nothing can stop us now. That's how he sings, so I can do that bit.
Yeah.
And I think that must be something to do with the singing. I find it easier to do it with the singy voice.
Oh yeah, it was Cher last time, wasn't it?
Cher, yes. Cher, she's my go-to girl.
Do you watch Strictly Come Dancing?
I do not know.
Oh, I was going to say.
Is she on it?
No, but Lavoie, who's a drag artist, was on last week, and they were doing icons.
Oh, okay.
And his icon is Cher.
Oh,
so he dressed up as Cher, and it was actually very good. And sang at the beginning of his dance.
I went to see Cher in concert about 2
It wasn't
or 3
as good
years
as you,
ago.
though, Helen.
Pardon?
It wasn't as good as your impression. Nowhere near.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, that was brilliant last week.
That
Well, not
is-
last week, whenever it was.
That's definitely would have been my, stars in their eyes thing.
Would you?
Yeah, that's definitely who I'd have been. In her little sort of her phase of like massive amounts of curly hair. I'd have done that. That would have been super cool. Right, I am done with my colours, and now I'm just going to move on to my pages. Now again, I'm dipping the paintbrush in my water jug, just because I want to make sure that I don't contaminate the green or the blue with the lighter colour of the desert. What were you doing over there? Squeaky, squeaky?
I was just making the noise, loud on purpose.
Squeaky.
Squeaky.
Actually, do you know what I'll do as well? Just because I've just said that, I'm going to get rid of this little bit of water that I was using, because some of the blue had sort of made its way there. So I'm just going to put a little bit more clean water, because obviously with the lighter colour, I don't want to contaminate with the blue. I mean, you can see here, even before we've done the heating, that the lines are almost gone, really, and they've been taken over by the colour that we've put over the top. which I think is so clever. It's almost like, well, like you don't even need to worry about the next stage if you don't want to.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm going to do it, but I love what it looks like.
My Shadowmark Inkpad has shipped, says Mary Pat. I usually use a very light hybrid ink colour for this technique, so of course I must try the Shadowmark, and I really like how the detail of the Shadowmark emerges as painted lines in the colours of the mark.
100%.
Yeah.
I totally agree. I think it's winning. You know, it's sort of the bit for me. That's the winning thing, because we kind of do worry about detail quite a lot, and you rely on the stamp to be the detail. So I love the fact that this almost looks like that you've taken a darker colour. So we've gone with the desert for the inside, and then I've gone a darker blue for the lines of the pages.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, hang on. The green just hadn't dried completely, so I'm just going to pull that back and go a little bit darker with my black there. So on all the edges, so I'm nearly done. I'm just going to go a bit darker onto the inside, not taking any water now, just purely using the Aqua Markers. Oh, super happy with that. So I'm done. Let me dry again. I've taken my brush to my pot and I'm going to dry it off completely so we don't let any of that water stay on our brush.
Yeah.
Again, you could do the spray water on the bits that I've left behind, but I did that before. So I'm just going to put my pens away and then we're going to get our heat gun.
Oh, you're done?
I'm done, so.
I'm nearly there.
I mean, I think you can see that the lines are gone and what's left behind there is the colour of the water pen. So it doesn't take long. They've already started to dissipate there on the sides. Oops, sorry. Yeah, there we go. The lines of the edges of the books have dissipated. And what's left behind is pretty much just my colour. There we go. So we've got two different sort of colours. One that's a little, oh, sorry, bring it down so you guys can actually see what I'm looking at. And there we are.
That is
and what
brilliant.
I could do, because this is now dry, let me just show you this, what I was meaning. And actually, I'll do it on the...
Can I just use your heat? I'm going to come over and dry mine a sec.
Of course.
I've rushed it a bit. But...
what I was going to say, well, I'll let you do that. What I was going to say, so the light one, the one that I did earlier, and I showed you when we were talking about the ink at first, it's a bit lighter than that one. So what I was saying is, you could go in and actually follow the lines as well if you wanted a slightly darker look. And it's not going to be a problem because this is the same watercolour ink. So just go in, follow those lines around if you wanted to. There we go. Again, just the lines that are left behind to add that little detail, which is nice having the fine liner at the end of your Aqua marker. You all right?
It's all right.
Oh no, don't say that. What's the matter? Let's see. Oh, that's fabulous. I love that.
They're not too bad for a first go.
I think, again, yours, Ben, do a little bit of what I'm doing. Take a couple of the pens and just follow the lines a little bit. I think that will separate your books a bit more.
Yeah. I genuinely think that was more difficult to do than painting with the when the lines are there more. So you're just, I see what you're doing now. So going back in.
Just sort of highlighting some of it with the fine liner, just to show that, you know, you can do that. And actually, I think that does add a little something if you want. I won't do too many, but you'll see there that Just adding a few of those lines.
Yeah.
Kind of draws the separation of the books a little bit more. And actually, if you were doing this particular stamp and you were doing this and you'd been concerned that you'd bled from one book to the other, doing this defines the line because someone's going to look at the lines rather than the background when they're looking at the image. I think that's really fun. I definitely think it's something that everybody should give a go because I think, and also I understand your sort of feeling there, Ben, but that's the first time you've done it. I think the next time you did it, you'd be even more comfortable with it. I mean, that was literally my second time of using the ink and I felt a little bit more comfortable than I had with the first time.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that I just think it really gives it a different look. It's something completely different than from having, if we just bring in our guy with the outline, it's just something slightly different than being able to see the stamped outline.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great tool, and I do love, particularly one of the, I can't remember the lady's name, but the lady who said that it draws the line, that going over with the colour makes that colour darker, and you're so right. That's, I think for me, as much as the disappearing ink is great, for me that's its amazing selling point, because it almost looks like you've done a lot of detailed work. And you haven't. You've got 2 colours, 3 colours there, and it looks like you've done a lot of shading that you haven't had to do, which is so amazing. Really clever.
Yeah, to be honest, actually that does work really nicely. It's just such a good tip that you just go back in, like you say, and just
fabulous.
Add a little bit of like what do you call it?
Well, sort of highlighting certain parts or an accent. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, hang on. Just hang on.
We're getting into it now.
I am. I tell you what, we're gonna have a little break.
Yeah.
Are you looking at me? Oh, sorry. Hi there. That's a bit weird, isn't it? Hi. Ben Moseby, watercolourist. Oh, it's 3:30.
I know. I cannot believe it.
We've got techniques to show you, rock salt and all sorts. Love the colouring of the book, says Jane. I love watching Helen, says Susie. What a great addition to the team.
Oh, thank you.
And Mallory says, Helen and Ben, they both look great. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to do some more techniques. I feel like I'm all watercoloured out, so Helen will probably do some techniques. I'll probably go for a lie down. We'll see you in about 4 minutes.
I'm here because I do love Crafters Companion products and Crafters TV.
Your products are great, made with great care and thought, and are second to none.
Love all the products. I love the tutorials we get.
Your papers shimmer and make all our crafts shine.
I love all of the products and all of the paper pads, of course.
I love Crafters TV because it shows you the best tips and tricks on how to use your crafty stash.
The quality of the products are phenomenal. Value for money is exceptional.
Amazing presenters, craft goods galore, launch days and craft vaults, deals bundles and more.
Your pens, pencils, and markers make all crafters say, they are mine.
Or I love Crafters Companion. Well, it's because I'm not a very good crafter, and Crafters Companion makes me look better.
Craftaganza is here, the ultimate crafting experience in the US and UK. Across 2 unforgettable days, enjoy 10 expert-led classes, hands-on projects, and endless inspiration. Learn from expert teachers, share the joy of crafting, and connect with fellow crafters. You'll leave with new skills, finished projects, and unforgettable memories. Join us in Dallas, Texas, or Newton Aycliffe, County Durham. Don't miss your chance to be part of Craftaganza. Get your ticket today.
What I love most about Crafters TV is the community.
Crafters TV brings everyone together from different corners of the world.
It also connects you with people from all over the world.
You guys have been there for me. I feel like you guys are my family.
I feel like I'm crafting along with my friends.
I met some of my best friends for life from Crafters TV, so thank you very much.
When you're having a tough time, you can switch on Crafters TV and you can go on the live chat, and you know people will be there for you as well.
And there's so much support, respect, and inspiration all through the socials.
It's a place where we can all share our love for Crafters Companion, ideas, and get inspiration from each other.
So what's not to love about Crafters TV? So go make a coffee and pull up a chair. Let's all get crafting. I'll see you all there.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty program today and receive 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits to joining Club Inspire include special members-only sales, and you can receive discounts or exclusive access to products, and even free gifts. You will receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro that you spend. And the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. See if you can craft your way up to our ultimate Club Inspire tier, Platinum, where you'll enjoy the very best discounts and rewards that we offer. As you keep climbing through the club, you can actually reach Platinum Plus and even Platinum for life. The more points you collect, the more you will be rewarded within our amazing special Club Inspire community. So, what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Wow, just wow, says Avril. What was the transparent ink pad you used called? It's Sorcery, Shadowmark. It's on the show. Pick it up. It's brilliant. Shot the day. Happy Tuesday, says Jeffrey, to Ben and Helen and the magnificent crew.
Hello.
And Jean Marie says, question, would you now create a card or project out of that image, or would you tend to cut it out and apply it to a project? There isn't a die for the stamp, so you'd have to do one of the two. What would you do? So you've coloured that in now. Would you put that on a card, or would you cut it out, or what would you do?
I definitely maybe fussy cut it and adhere it to a card. Maybe with the guy, actually, I think it would be really cool if I just come down here. The background that I did out of the waste ink, I think it would be quite cool to do like an oval die. Do him out of oval and then maybe a brown card in a smaller oval and then put it over the watercolour card, because I really actually kind of like how that turned out, and that just shows you that that was just the waste of ink I was just going to rub away. So yeah, absolutely. I mean, not all of my projects of watercolour, so I said to you I do it on a plane and stuff, not all of them turn into anything. I do have like a box of just images that I've painted, and maybe one day I'll pop them on a card. But for me, a lot of the watercolour vibe is the feeling and the enjoyment I've done while I was doing it, what I've taken from actually the experience of watercolouring. But absolutely, these would become toppers and things for my cards if I wanted them to.
Yeah. We're going to do some techniques with Helen. Yes. Everything's still available on the show. Very busy for the bundle of 4 of the Aqua Markers. I mean, they are brilliant. When you consider, you know, what did we use? 1 set and about 4 pens from that 1 set for both the image of the guy with the dog and then the books as well. That was this kit, the Vivid Nature. So within that, you've got Sunset, Amber, Topaz, and you've got your green. So Sea Green, Evergreen, Kingfisher, Peacock Blue and Marine, and then you've got Desert, Fawn, Chestnut and Boulder. And like we said, all the different colours you've got there, you know, you can create your own colour palettes with these, draw out the colour so you can create all the different gradients of colour. Sketch Essentials you're going to get as well. So in that one, Peach Spice, Lime, Olive, Moss and Terracotta. Then that one's the one with the black in. And you've also got Charcoal, Slate, Chocolate, Sepia and Tan. Those two come together as a bundle if you just want a 2-piece. And similarly with these two. So this is your Botanic. So Blossom, Rose Pink and Begonia, Marigold, Jasmine and Sunflower. Meadow, Leaf Green, Orchid, Heather, Wildflower, and then your Red Violet are the 12 in there. And then you've also got your basic primary. So in here you've got Scarlet, Crimson and Burgundy, Orange, Gold and Yellow, Aquamarine, Bud Green and Teal, the Navy Purple and Magenta. So 48 colours, but actually how many colours is it once you start bringing your water into play? It's a lot. £68 is the platinum price on that, or $84 if you're platinum in the US. Right, we're going to do some techniques with Helen, and some of these, like you said, you've not done before, have you? So, I mean, you've practiced them before the show, but they are sort of fairly new to you as well, right?
Yeah, so one of the techniques with the rock salt, I've never, literally 5 minutes before the show, I was just playing around it. I've never done it. I left it down there. I haven't removed the rock salt. I will show you how I did it, but just to see what it looks like. We're all going to see the outcome together because I haven't looked. Yeah. But this one is a technique. This technique I'm about to show you is something I do a lot. And actually, this is something that I would specifically do for a card. So we were talking about the watercolouring, and I sometimes do it just for the sort of mindfulness of it. This one I do if I'm going to be creating a card topper. So I'm going to take, just as we did with the water, I'm going to take the Aqua Marker 2 Hourglass mat, and then I'm going to take one of the Spectrum Noir sparkle pens, and I'm going to pick up some of the colour as if it was a water brush and go down like this. And what happens is when you take the colour up, when it dries, it leaves behind the sparkle. So if we just take this, and just in case anyone's worrying, you can get it cleaned off. It's absolutely fine. It sometimes makes the bristles a little bit darker, but it won't affect the actual brush if you just want to use it as the sparkle pen. Going back, just as long as you clean it once you're finished, that would be my piece of advice. So we're just going down, just the same as you would with the watercolour. The water, sorry, but with the sparkle pen being the water medium. So we'll just go in, and again, this is an image that we stamped before using the heat embossing technique, so there's no bleeding, because obviously, again, a sparkle pen kind of works like a water brush. So if I just give this a blast with the heat so that it dries quicker, and we can show you. So.
Clear overlay on the show if you want those. Details coming up on the screen for you. UK only though if you want to grab these.
So very quick and easy, but if we can pick up this, can you see that?
Yeah.
This shimmer that you get.
Brilliant.
So again, that's a technique that you can use, but what I would recommend is once you're finished, just take a little wipe or something to your pen, but you can see it's a little bit contaminated from before when I did it, but it doesn't affect the sparkle when it goes down. It really is needing to be picked up of the ink. So there's one technique that you can use. Another one that I enjoy doing is embossing a watercolour card. And then again, coming in, we'll go in with a green.
Okay. Yeah.
Also, you will see that for the most part, I do go onto the mat. I want to say that you can absolutely take these pens directly to it. I just prefer it this way. I feel like I've got a little bit more control. So this is a fun one. And actually, if you saw the masterclass we did yesterday with the embossing folders, it feels very much like we were talking about the going over a gravestone again.
Oh, yeah.
That lady emailed, messaged,
frottage.
So it's very much like that, and actually it really looks cool once they're dry. I mean, obviously I'm not going to do the whole embossing folder, but if I work on my leaf here, or leaves, again, I do the dragging technique like the same as I did before. That's kind of the way I like to work, going darker at some point, whether it be the outside line or the bottom of the leaves, and dragging those images. But what I also would recommend, especially if you're going for this set where you have the sea green and then you have the evergreen, is once, I mean, I'm not going to let it dry, I'm just going to go straight in, but maybe let it dry a little bit. But going in with the darker one kind of accentuates part of it as well.
Oh, yeah.
So
is there any advantage then, or is it just personal preference? You talked about taking the pen straight to your cardstock. Is there any pros and cons of doing it one way rather than the other, or personal preference?
Well, I would say for the most part, it is personal preference. But the reason that I like to do it is because I think it is slightly harder to see. If I do it, let's take the sea green and take it to the leaf. It is. I personally find it a little bit harder to manipulate. It does work. You see, it's going. But I feel like I've got more control when I've taken the amount that I want, and the reason I say that is because once I've drawn it down, it's on there.
Yeah.
Whereas, when I'm taking a tiny little bit, I can be more accurate. But it is you want to do it, if you want to do it directly to it, if you find it easier to colour like a pen and then just take the watercolour to it to give it that watercolour look, absolutely do that. Again, I think I said at the beginning of the show, I feel there's less rules with watercolour.
Yeah.
Again, the foundation idea that you've got the paper, you've got the correct ink, but other than that, it's kind of just about having fun with it.
And I suppose try different things, see what
try
works
both,
for you, isn't
I'd
it?
say. Yeah, I totally think try both. So obviously I'm not going to finish this, but I've brought in one that's already dried. And you'll see here that it's quite a fun sort of technique, and going in with the lighter colour and the darker colour kind of gives it that look. And similarly, I feel, to the disappearing ink, it feels like you've painted it, you know, and you can just have some fun with it. So yeah, so again, that's a really cool technique to just do the embossing. I also would recommend, now we'll do that, I won't do the whole embossing folder again, as I said, but you can absolutely take the pens to your embossing folder, but just make sure, so I'll just do a little bit, but you could colour them in as long as you come back in once you're finished to take that colour away. So I'll do the leaves again, like so. Where are the leaves? We'll just do the leaves just to show you the sort of different look you can get colouring in with the, there we go, I'll just do a few so you can see, and then maybe doing a little bit of a spritz to activate it a little bit, you know, not too much. And then you can send that through. Have I got the, oh yes I have, over here. Sorry, I'm just going to get the, because again, as I said when you saw in the other show, I wouldn't necessarily send water through my electronic die cutting machine.
There it is, the trusty MIDI.
And again, this for me is like magic, that you can just send the embossing folder through. Yeah. Wowza.
Simplicity without the electricity.
So again, just, I mean, it would look much more amazing if I'd done the whole thing, but I just wanted to show you that you can, and it kind of finds the lines of the embossing folder. But what I would recommend is, again, go straight into your embossing folder and clean that off, because you don't want it to contaminate. So that's fun, let it dry, and it gives you quite a soft look. So that's another way that you can use them. Right, let's do the technique that up until about, what, an hour and a half ago, I'd never done it, but I wanted to give it a go.
Okay.
So here we go. So if I just talk you through how it works, the idea is, let's get some colours.
Okay.
So we'll go, have I got any more? Yeah, here we go.
Just to say hi to Barbara, great idea to use a clear sparkle brush, she says. Mistress Dow says, I did order the set of 3 sparkle pens earlier today because I love sparkle. Rhonda says, how many aqua markers are there in total? There's 72, Rhonda, 72 markers, so you're getting 48 of them, aren't you? Yeah, 48 of them here. And we have done them in like different configurations as well, but like the 12 packs are the bigger ones. But yeah, you've got 48 and the 72 here.
Right, so I've taken 3 of the pens. I'm going to go with a slightly thicker brush than we've been using before. And again, squicky, squicky.
Squicky.
So I've gone with orange, yellow and green, which are next to each other on the rainbow, and I always think sort of work best. Yeah. And then I'm just going to give my paper a spritz, so it starts wet.
Right.
And then spritz down here as well. And we'll grab some water and we'll go in.
Okay.
Again, this is quite fun for a sort of interesting background as well.
Yeah.
Sort of, you could stamp like some nice images over the top of this once it's dried. Let's do a little bit more green. Love it. I want to keep this wet though. I think it seems to work best, but we'll bring up the finished one in a moment. So there we have it. And then I'm just going to wipe this and get a bit of water on it to take the green away. And then we'll go in with the
orange.
Orange. So just like that. Again, if you let, like I say, if you let this dry and then stamped over the top with maybe some florals or something, this would look quite fun. It wasn't the plan, but again, you know, it could be something you do. And then yellow up the top. And then what we've got is over here, I'm just going to spritz this again, but not with the big one, with the small one. There we go. Put that, clean my brush off, but also make sure I dry it off, not leaving it in the pot. And then what we've got here is some rock salt, which is the stuff I believe that you put in the salt grinders.
Yeah.
And then you take some.
Yeah.
And you sort of, let's do it like that. Put it over
Bring
the top.
that on.
pardon?
Sprinkle it on.
Sprinkle it on. And then what also I'd recommend is kind of almost to activate it. Go again.
Oh, okay.
So it's sort of right. Okay, I'm going to put this to one side, and we're going to all hold our breaths.
I thought we weren't doing that.
Yeah, I'm doing it for this one.
Oh, okay.
Because I have literally no idea. I've heard about this technique. I've seen people do it. I have no idea. What should I do with the salt? I need to
put it in the bin.
Put it straight. Should I put it in the bin and then bring it back over?
Some people keep the salt, don't they? And
Do
then
they?
use it for shakers. Because you'll find like the colours of the salt changes.
Oh gosh, I thought for a minute you said that. I was like, don't put it in your grinder anymore.
Don't put it in fish and chips.
No.
No.
Shakers. You mean shaker cards?
Yeah, shaker cards. Yeah. But we'll just go in the bin. It's probably easier. That'll be safer, so you don't get mixed up. And then we'll find out in just a second when we hear Helen's reaction.
Mine's an
Oh.
I'm not sure.
Oh no, I'm sure it's
I'm
not an
not sure.
We'll find out.
I
Here
don't know. You can see the patches. I think up here it started to go more. Maybe I needed to leave it a little bit longer.
When did you do it? An hour before the show?
No, I did it literally about 5 minutes before the show.
Oh, so maybe a little bit longer.
Yeah, see, I didn't know how long you were supposed to leave it, but you can start seeing it.
Yeah, it has started to work,
It started to work in the corners.
Yeah, definitely.
Actually, to be fair, I just like the background. I feel like if I put something over there, it almost looks like the sky and the sun is setting.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that is a technique that I will honestly say this is the first time I've ever done it. So you can actually here you can see it too. Maybe around the corners it's worked better.
Yeah.
I wonder, I don't know, and maybe someone who's tried this at home will be able to tell us. Because of the middle sort of bumping up a little bit, whereas the corners are more flat, perhaps I should have maybe flattened it down before I did it. I don't know. I kind of like it.
I like it. I think it's a nice mixture of colours as well. Nice background, like you say.
Yeah, it's cute.
I feel like you could almost have the man and his dog, like walking on that. Do you know what I mean? It looks like
a sunset.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit of green at the bottom.
Yeah, walking into the sunset.
So there we go.
I like it. I like it a lot.
And then one other technique, which is quite fun. Have we got time? It's a very quick and easy. Again, it will turn out differently every time you do it. But that for me is always the fun. Now this is a cello bag.
Oh yes.
Just ones that people put like their cards when they're selling them and things.
Is that why it's called a cello bag? Because they put their cards in there to sell them.
That's funny. So again, I'm trying to use colours that are complementary of each other. So we'll go with the greens and blues for now because I don't want to get mud. Very quickly. Oops. So Richard of York, Gay. So we can do yellow, can't we, next to the green? That's not a problem. And then maybe no, that's fine. And then what we'll do is a little bit of a spritz. Now this is why I like it, because you can do this with acetate, absolutely, but I like doing this. Putting my hand inside.
Splat. I've never seen this before.
Yeah, and so you can kind of...
I've never seen this demoed like this before. I love it.
So I love using it with a cello bag because you get a little bit of control.
The cello splat, we're going to call it.
The cello splat.
That's
great.
You'll
see, so this was the first push. That was my big part of my hand. And then this I did with my fingers, so you got less. So I feel you can do it the swipe like I did before, but with the swipe, you've not got as much control over what it's going to look like. But using the cello bag always makes me feel like you've got a little bit more control where you're going to put the colour.
I absolutely love that. It's been a fabulous show. I'm just... a question here from Pat, wondering whether or not you can use Epsom salt instead of rock salt for that technique. Is Epsom salt the stuff you put in the bath?
I don't know. What is Epsom salt? I've never heard of that before. I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's used to soothe sore muscles and soften the skin. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. I suppose, like, the bigger the particles, the rocks of salt, the better.
Well, I'm guessing the idea is they're sucking up the liquid.
Yeah. So
I'm guessing if you're saying, what did you call it?
Epsom salt.
So if that's something that you put with water, then they're dissolvable, surely.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Try it.
Give it a go. If you've got some spare, you never know. Again, I think what this shows you, I'm going to be trying this technique, because already actually as it's starting to dry, you're actually starting to see the little bobbles and things like that. But again, it just shows you all the other techniques I've shown you I've done. That I've never done, but I wanted to give it a go, and you see what happens. It's fun.
It's been a really fun show, and listen, if you want to pick up more hints, tips, ideas when it comes to your Aqua Markers and your watercolours, you want to buy this collection, because this will stand you the chance of winning a session with Leanne. So we're doing the technique collections each and every day this week. Yesterday embossing, today watercolour. So you buy this collection, then you go into a draw, which we're doing on Monday, and then 10 people for each collection will be notified if they have won. And it's only 10 people per session, so it's going to be quite an exclusive thing. And this is a really nice set because actually it contains the majority of, well, all of the items that we've used today. So you've got the Vivid Nature watercolour pens in here. Again, perfect for doing all your watercolour effects. Mix these, blend these, get your paint brushes and your water in there. Those are all the colours that you're going to be receiving. So 12 colours, 12 of the 72 you're getting within that pack. And that was the set that Helen and I have been using right across this show. So you get that included. We've done the books, of course, in this show, so those are included. That, in case you wanted to know, is the stack of books stamp from the Bookworm collection. So that comes with. There isn't a die with this, so if you did want to cut that out, you would have to fussy cut it. And then the first little bit of watercolouring we did. Yep, look at that. Professional did that, didn't he, eh? Ooh, dear. That is the New Adventures from the Great Outdoors, so that One Man and His Dog. So that's a stamp set. Again, if you wanted to cut that out, you would have to fussy cut it. You're going to get the opaque pigment ink pad in Friar Brown. That, again, is what we use to stamp it out. The Man and His Dog, and then obviously embossing powder to heat that, to give you that sort of resist effect, if you like. So that was included. And then, of course, Helen did all the stamping with the Rocker Blocks. Great system is this to allow you to achieve the perfect stamp image every time. That heel to toe motion to allow you to stamp like a pro every time. You've got the two biggest Rocker Blocks that we have available, and all of that is included in that bundle. £28 or $40 is your platinum price on that. And that was Colour Me Happy. Helen, thank you so much. I really enjoyed that show. It was a lot of fun, wasn't it?
It was really good fun. I found it quite relaxing, enjoyable, and I think that we must have had an amazing time because the time sped by.
Yeah.
I didn't realise that I was like, oh, and I wanted to show all of the techniques, so I probably rushed a couple of them, but I hope you got the idea. But I loved how it just shows you the versatility of watercolour, but also that kind of feeling of, don't worry, you can enjoy it, you can do it, and you'll create something beautiful no matter what.
Launch party coming up, Rhinestone applicator, gems, Nature's Garden Flora and Fauna selection. Your chance to brush up on some more crafty bits and pieces in an hour. See you in a bit.